up, Internet? It's your boy, Dominic Tringali, here again with another one of my Nintendo Wii collection videos. I'm going from A to Z, looking at all the Nintendo games in my collection, talking about the ones that I've played, kind of talking about the ones I haven't played, and hopefully getting some responses from you, the viewers, down below in the comments section, telling me which games you'd like me to do a Let's Play video for. I actually found a capture device in my desk that I had completely forgotten about, that I've had for years. Shout out to my buddy Marco back in Sicily, who just gave this to me one day. I need to get some component cables so I can hook it to my TV, but I'm pretty sure this thing is going to work. So I'm going to just jump right into it. So a little bit different. This time I'm going to be doing two letters, E and F together, because my E and F collection together make up about how much I was covering in the last few videos. So let's go jump right into it. The first game was the EA Sports Active game, Personal Trainer. Now, with the Nintendo Wii, there were a lot of personal athletic games, personal training games, Wii Fit. I already talked about The Biggest Loser. And these games were meant to be a way for you, I'm going to say it, fatty video game players to get off your asses and lose some weight, I guess. I had my own problems with Wii Fit and Wii Fit Plus because as soon as I stepped on the board, they were telling me, you're obese. And I might be obese by Japanese standards, I don't know, but I'm 6'2" with my shoes on, and I weigh about 215, 220 pounds, depending on how much I'm eating that week. So I don't really consider myself obese, but that's neither here nor there. This game actually came with like a strap and a knee pad or something that put your remote in so it could measure the pedometer steps or something. I never tried this. I'm pretty sure I have the strap in my bin of peripheral crap that I've collected for the Nintendo Wii, but I don't have any idea. This was also compatible with the balance board like those other games. So. And then they came up with a sequel, Active 2, which I guess would be like the Wii Fit Plus of this particular title. Just the sequel, the natural progression where they took the things that worked in the first game and they kind of elaborated on them, made them better. This came with a different design strap, and I'm almost 99% positive I don't have any of that stuff. So. Don't know if I can even play without that equipment. I might have to go online and see what I can find. Elebits. Now, this game is just hyper colorful. It's by Konami. Konami, of course, famous for their Konami code, the 99 Life Konami code from Contra. This I've never played this, but it looks really interesting. Search for over a dozen types of hiding Elebits, each with their unique abilities and personalities. I have no idea what this game's all about. All I do remember is I bought it because it was really brightly colored, and I had heard from some people that it was pretty good. So there was that. Now this game is actually interesting, and there's a sequel to it, and I want to get the sequel. And it was one of the few, if I remember correctly, it was one of the few Nintendo games for the Wii that actually could use the microphone function. There was a microphone thing. I don't know what the hell that was all about. But this is called Endless Ocean, where you just go around swimming in an open ocean. And I tried this briefly, and I didn't get too far on it, but I only paid $5 for it, and I thought that was a pretty good price considering the condition and the fact that the manual and everything was in there. So I tried that out a little bit, didn't play too much. My ex bought this game for me, and she played the shit out of it because she was a huge Nintendo fan. And Epic Mickey, Disney's foray into the Nintendo Wii. It kind of was interesting because it mixed Mickey Mouse with Oliver Rabbit, or whatever the hell his name is. And even G4 TV on the back says Best Wii Game. So it was cool because you had this paintbrush and you would paint things. It was kind of like Okami, but like mixed with Disney characters, and there was a lot of Disney connections. And I mean, people who really liked Kingdom Hearts really dug this game too. So yeah, I would like to try playing this on my own and kind of hopefully erase some of those bad memories of my ex. So this game I bought used, obviously, Excite Truck. Now, I did not pay the $8 that it says on the front cover. I actually got this, I can guarantee, I know for a fact, I got this game free from an auction site called Listia, which now has changed, but back in the day, I was actually scoring probably about 20 to 30 titles in my collection. I scored off Listia, and I paid nothing for them. I never bought any Listia credits. Listia, if you don't know, it's like eBay, but you use credits, and you get credits from selling stuff, obviously, but then you also get credits from like following offers or watching videos and filling out questionnaires. And I just every day checked in, collected my credits, filled in the questionnaires. It took 10 minutes, and then I just tried to bid on something. I don't care how pointless of a game it was. If I didn't have it and I could get it for free on Listia, I didn't see any reason not to buy it. So this was the not the prequel, but it was the game that came out before Excite Bots, which is a much better game, and I'm really kind of mad that I don't have Excite Bots. Excite Truck is good though. It's as far as it's in the same realm. It's a racing game with big tricks. You want to collect a lot of air. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Nintendo the Sega Dreamcast. Sega kind of works for Nintendo now, but I was a big fan of the Dreamcast. My buddy and I played a lot of Dreamcast back in the day, and I'm pretty sure this was a Dreamcast title originally. Not a video game historian as much as I would like to be. I know enough to be dangerous. But I'm pretty sure this game was originally on the Dreamcast, because I remember playing it on the Dreamcast. Facebreakers Knockout. And I don't know if this is just a port. The graphics look too good to be a port. And I love boxing games. One of my first games I played on the Nintendo Entertainment System was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which later became Punch-Out when the whole Mike Tyson raping women allegations came out. So I love boxing games. A lot of boxing in my family's history. So I dig on boxing games. I even dig on stupid boxing games like from the Wii Sports. That was actually a lot of fun for me. Now, this game, 30 Family Party Games. It's another one of these Nintendo Wii games. It's just a collection of mini games and small, like, if these games were on their own, you would never play them, but like when you put a compilation of 30 of them together, for some reason it's more entertaining. And they were obviously cashing in a lot on the motion control gimmick of the Nintendo Wii, because you had like breaking boards where you're holding your Wiimote and breaking boards. Okay, so another mature title. Again, these almost always are ports from other systems, but Far Cry Vengeance used a lot of waggle motions where you actually do shoot by moving or throw grenades by lobbing your nunchuck, or not lobbing it, but shaking your nunchuck. So it was remapped, I think, for the Nintendo Wii, but obviously used up these motion controls, and so it's kind of interesting. Far Cry is a pretty good game, actually. Didn't beat it like a lot of games. Now, this is the only FIFA title I own for the Nintendo Wii from my non-European collection. I have quite a few FIFA games, but this is my North American, my only one I have, and the cover is torn up. This was another one of those Listia games, one of these games I got from Listia, and this is FIFA 08, and I can only imagine this is horrible. I'm not a European football fan. I like American football and rugby primarily. Baseball, not really. Basketball, I played a bit in high school and when I was younger. I like basketball, playing like YMCA basketball. But football, American football and rugby are my two main sports. So FIFA, I mean, in Europe, everyone plays FIFA, man. It is like as much as Madden is a thing in America, FIFA is a thing in Europe. Like everybody, if you're a red-blooded male, you're having your friends over to your house to play FIFA at least once in your life. I mean, it's just that's just the norm here. So I don't really know. I don't know if this is any good. I don't know. So then we're getting into the Final Fantasy games. So the first one, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Echoes of Time. Okay, and the other one, Final Fantasy the Crystal Breakers. Okay, so you have both part of the Crystal Chronicles. Again, these were games. This one I bought, I know, and this one was another Listia game. I'm 90-some-odd% sure. And I mean, it's a Final Fantasy game, so I mean, you either love these games or you hate them. And there are people who will tell you that 8 wasn't good, but I loved 8 because the card game was so goddamn addicting. I would honestly probably started putting in the disc to my PlayStation to play Final Fantasy 8 just so I could play the goddamn card game, collect more cards, and play the card game. And then when I remember there was like a Sam Goody or whatever back when that was a thing back in Eugene, where they were selling packs of physical cards for the game, and like my friends and I were buying the packs and playing the game in real life because we honestly liked that game. Final Fantasy VII coming to the Switch along with a bunch of the other Final Fantasies. I'm super stoked about that. Kind of bummed to see that Final Fantasy VIII didn't make the list, but c'est la vie. So I wouldn't mind playing these again or checking them out and doing a playthrough, a Let's Play video. But again, this one says Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, so I don't know. So it won't have any of the online 4-player simultaneous Wi-Fi. I mean, some of these features are the way of the dodo, so I can't really do anything about that. Now this next one is a great story about how I got this in my collection. On top of being a video game nerd and being a film nerd, I'm also just a regular everyday nerd. I like playing card games like Magic when I was younger, but mostly now I play Legend of the Five Rings, even playing Warhammer, and I mean, painting models, role-playing, playing D&D. That was my life. I mean, I am full-on nerd, okay? And one day, when I was at the store where I buy my nerd games that aren't video games or aren't DVDs or whatever, I was in there and a guy came in with a small stack, 4 games. I could not tell you what the other 3 games were, but this game right here was in the pile. Fire Emblem, Radiant Dawn. Now, this had everything. It still had the Nintendo Club Points certificate. The disc was flawless. The manual was still there. There was nothing wrong with this. And he had 4 games. I needed the 4 games, and he wanted to sell them. But like this store doesn't sell video games. It sells like Magic the Gathering and Warhammer, and like not the Warhammer video game, like Warhammer like with the models and role-playing games like D&D and stuff. So like, I mean, it was a game store. Like the word game was in the name of the store, so I can't harp on the guy for being a little lost. But he came in and he's like, do you guys buy video games? And this happened a lot. It happened quite often where people would come in and try to sell video games or ask if he sells video games, and he just, no, I don't. I'm not a video game store. Go to a video game store. But this particular day, his voice caught my ear. I see these 4 Wii titles in his hands, and I walk up to him and I was like, "You looking to sell those?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I say, "Can I take a look at them?" And I'm flipping through, and I see Radiant Dawn, and I knew Radiant Dawn was a A-list title, was valuable as all hell. And I said, "Well, what do you want for him?" He's like, "I don't know, man. What are you offering?" Now this guy didn't. Now this guy was not just a guy off the street. He did not look like a criminal, like he'd stolen this stuff. I mean, looks can be deceiving, but he looked like a pretty clean-cut, normalized guy. He probably just didn't see any reason to play Nintendo anymore, and he wanted to get rid of his games. And I said, "How much you want for him?" He's like, "I don't know." I was like, "I only got $20. That's how much cash I have." Now I could have went to the ATM and gotten more if he had really pushed, but he was like, "Nah, man, $20 is fine." So I mean, I averaged the 4 titles by $20, and that comes out to $5. So I paid $5 for Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Even if you say that I paid $20 for it and those other 3 games are free, I still got a deal because I haven't checked the eBay prices in a while for this, but I'm freaking fairly certain it's still in $40 to $50 range for this game used. So that was like one of my major coups to my collecting for the Nintendo Wii. Now again, I said I love fishing games, and this one is another fishing title by Hudson. This is Fishing Master, and this is very cartoony fishing game, more family friendly, less graphically driven. Not that the Nintendo Wii was ever really graphically driven, but this one is very cartoony, not to the point where it has like the Nintendo Mii's moving around, but it's pretty cartoony for sure. Now this game is great. This is a great game, and it was one of the games that you needed to have a motion plus for. FlingSmash. Now this is a lot like Boom Blocks or even Angry Birds or whatever, where you gotta like knock stuff down. You have to clear the level, but it really measured your flings and your waggles, and you were throwing this little hero to go smash stuff. And so FlingSmash is actually an addictive game, and is a Nintendo title, like an actual proper Nintendo title. And I even have the Nintendo code Q points in still in here. I like to keep all the paperwork inside, even if it seems like, but why not? Why? What's the big deal, in my opinion? To keep it in there. It's not like it's taking up any more space. And you know, like now with these modern, with these retro collectors, you know, they get all caught up in the paperwork that came in the box. To call it complete, it needs to be like everything that came in the box, essentially as if I'd taken the shrink wrap off, and the only thing missing is the shrink wrap. And there's even people who will re-shrink wrap their stuff. You know, they're not trying to deceive anyone. They just like to have that shrink-wrapped game that's all complete inside. Crazy. Now, the last game I'm going to talk about today, Ford Racing Off-Road. Ford Racing Off-Road. So if you're really a big fan of Fords and racing Fords, this is the game for you. I'm going to repeat. If you're a fan of Fords or racing Fords, and this is the racing trucks, Ford trucks, this is the game for you. Wow, I have not played this game, and I can't imagine it actually being good. But again, it was added to my collection for a very low price. Unless I really, really wanted the game, I never was willing to pay more than a couple of dollars for it. And back, it's like I talked about at CD Game Exchange, I used to go every Saturday to CD Game Exchange with $20. And whatever I could get for $20 is what I would add to my video game collection. So, I mean, I budgeted it. Even though I was a struggling college student, I bought $20 worth of video games. Now, when they were $2 a piece, that meant I was coming home with 10 Nintendo titles. And, I mean, one of them had to be good, so it wasn't a complete loss. But I would fixate on one and probably play it all week, and then I wouldn't even play the other 9. If I found one game that was like, oh my god, I got to get this, like, for example, one time I found Mario Galaxy. I paid full price for that. All right. Now, guys, that brings me to the end. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below for which game you'd like to see me do a Let's Play for. And by the time I finish this, I'll start the Let's Plays with the motion capture and getting some actual game footage and have this, you know, be a little bit more polished. Please help me build this channel up, guys, and motivate me to keep doing these videos. Guys, keep gaming.